What's up everyone, welcome to Stockton. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. On this channel, we talk about stocks before they start blowing up, say goodbye to chasing stocks at all-time highs, and say hello to making some money. So if this sounds like something you want to take advantage of, then hit that beautiful subscribe button and like the video. Now let's get to it. Before we get into the video, I have to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say is just my opinion and is for entertainment purposes only. Having said that, if I'm talking about a company, I'll let you know whether I'm personally going to invest in it or not towards the end of the video. But you should always do your own due diligence, so with that out of the way, let's get started.
Hi guys, today I've got some huge BNGO news. Recently, Bionano Genomics CEO made an appearance on Digital Health, Life Science and Diagnostic Tools Conference. This was essentially a 30-minute interview during which the CEO touched upon some key points which address a lot of the questions that bears often point to when it comes to BNGO's current valuation and its future prospects. You'll often hear the argument about how BNGO has a small total addressable market and that it can only be used in the research setting. Guys, I know how valuable your time is, so I thought I'd condense the 30-minute interview highlighting the main points so you are all up to date with all things BNGO. So now, let's get into it. During this interview, the CEO breaks down the many different applications of the Sapphire product, which gives us an idea of the huge opportunity ahead of us. So in this interview, Eric talks about how in genomics, a lot of the progress has been driven by tools that were industrial scale. And once these tools could be used at an industrial level, they started making their way into clinical settings because of just how useful they were. That's what Illumina was able to do. They were able to do sequencing faster, cheaper, and accurate, and as a result of this, they made their way into clinical settings. He then goes on to compare this with structural variation analysis. He talks about how before Sapphire, there was no tool available that could detect structural variation at an industrial scale, which is why you don't see structural variation detection in the clinical setting. But now because of Sapphire, you're able to do this at an industrial scale, which is why Sapphire is now making an appearance in clinical settings and the adoption will increase rapidly. Cancer is a disease of structural variation, so Sapphire will play a huge role in the diagnostic and clinical settings when it comes to this disease. He then goes on to talk about another huge untapped market where BNGO's Sapphire product can really shine, which is the rare disease sector. The rare disease total addressable market currently stands at about $49 billion. Companies that are involved in coming up with treatments for rare diseases need a way to highlight structural variation in much broader patient populations. And Bionano's Sapphire product can take a big chunk of this market because currently it has no competition. During this interview, the CEO was directly asked how big BNGO's total addressable market is. His reply to the question was that he thinks that sequences to mappers ratio would end up being 1:1, which presents a significant opportunity not only in the discovery and research side, but also in cytogenetics. He mentions how there are 2,500 cytogenetics and pathology labs which would end up needing the Sapphire product, which according to their analysis equates to 10,000 system placements. So this is huge. 10,000 system placements means a steady stream of revenue for BNGO in the future ahead, and we're only talking about cytogenetics here. Now, I want to move away from the interview and touch upon some new developments. Simon from Ark Invest recently tweeted the following when somebody asked him whether improvements in long-read sequencing will eliminate the use of optical mapping, and this was his reply. I don't think the proliferation of hi-fi hurts optical mapping whatsoever. I think optical mapping is a wonderful fit to displace legacy cytogenetics, which I do not think LRS methods are cut out for. This is partially why I've been saying that these tools can coexist. He then goes on to say, in fact, I wish more folks didn't try to make LRS and optical mapping into a false dichotomy, that this is a zero-sum game. A isn't true and B makes this into a my team versus your team scenario, which get people entrenched in their original views and doesn't facilitate discussion. And I found it interesting that the CEO of BNGO actually replied to that by saying, what's clear? The complementarity is greater than competitive. Adoption is about use cases, combos of tech ability, cost of apps versus alternatives, throughput, ease of use, etc. OGM has many strong standalone use cases and many in combo with LRS and NGS, etc. Good news, users, docs, and patients win. So there you have it, guys. BNGO has a strong future ahead in my opinion, and I believe that we're still early on this growth journey. Now I need you to leave a comment and let me know what you guys think about these new developments and whether you currently hold a position. We first talked about BNGO on this channel when it was trading at 70 cents, and we're still long on this company. Anyways guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Have an awesome day and I'll see you in the next one.